And we are live. Hello, once again. Welcome to another stream that I'm doing in a short amount of time, believe it or not. So, going by what I said last time, I am going to be making another giant poster, just like the one I made before, but this time I'm going to be using all the aliens that aren't in the show. So this is going to be all the aliens that I made, other fans made, some based on aliens in the show, but these are non-canon transformations. I want to be very clear about that. These, yeah, they don't exist. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, unlike my last stream, I don't want this to be over 3 hours long. I didn't realize that I can talk for that long, and despite having only like what 63, 65 aliens, it took me 3 hours to like go through each and every one of them. So we're not gonna go through every single alien that I have on this thing because I have like 180, give or take. So we're not gonna get through it. So I'm gonna limit myself to about. I'm gonna go maybe an hour 45. I think that's a nice like little. I think that's a nice balance in terms of like timing. So yeah, but before I do that, I'm going to share the link with a few people, or by people I mean my socials. So let me quickly do that, and then we can go through this. How is the music actually? Let me check whilst I'm here. Not too bad. I think this is a good volume. Yeah, I think I kept it the same as what I had last time, so yeah. Let me go back to my Insta. Oh, I always forget that I have the camera sound. Eh. Now, do I not have a photo of the thumbnail? Oh, I guess I don't. Oh, alright, maybe I'll be quick about this. Give me a second. Since I don't want you guys to see my stuff. My secret stuff. It's not that secret, I promise. Come on. I don't have to do it like this. I feel like I'm definitely wasting time right now. Hang on. This is just for publicity's sake, I swear to God. And also, I guess it's not a bad thing to like immediately get started. Oh, come on, really? Sorry, my phone is freezing. I think this always happens whenever I have like a live stream on for the chat, purely for the chat. Hang on, I gotta delete this. Come on, there you go. Yeah, okay, and I gotta do it like that. Yeah, technology hasn't been kind to me as of late, so. Da, da, da. Where's the link thing again? Ah, jeez. You would think for being a person my age, I would know a lot about technology, but I do not. I am just as clueless as everybody else. There you go. Now that's posted. Okay, let me bring this back to what it was like before. Sorry about the black screen. There you go. Da, 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 da. There you go. Now I'll keep this on just for the chat's sake as well. Okay, there you go. All right, now as you can clearly see, this is not 10-year-old Ben Tennyson. This is 16-year-old Ben Tennyson. I thought this would be a nice difference to make the posters different. You know, young Ben has all the canon aliens, I guess, and teen Ben has all the other ones. Continuity wise, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but hey, whatever. I want it all to be different. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, as you can see, the canvas is so large that I have right here. I'm using an app called Endless Paper. This is what I use for the other poster that I made. It's a really good app. It pretty much just converts any image into vectors, and so I'm able to have infinite scaling. So that's why I have all this space, and yet Ben here is in crisp detail as I zoom in on his eye right there. Yeah, there you go. All right, let me put this window above just so I can actually see it. All right, cool. Okay, so let's scroll down on my site to the fan-made page, I guess is what to call it. Or, I don't know, I always flip between my custom aliens and my fan-made aliens. I don't know which one I can properly say, but anywho, let's go to playlists 1 to 8. My god, I have so many. Alright, so the first alien obviously we're gonna do is the first alien my Ben turns into, and that is Frost Comet. Yeah, so Frost Comet is essentially my Heat Blast. He's the first alien Ben turns into. I guess he's the mascot of my Ben. But the obvious difference is that Heat Blast is a fire alien and Frost Comet is an ice alien. So I thought that'd be a good way to show that, oh, this is a very different universe, because he starts out not only with a different alien, but with a different element alien. There you go, give it a nice nice picture there. There you go. So Frost Comet, he's been around for a while. I made the first 10, I want to say 2017, around that time. 2016, 2017. That's when I initially designed these guys at first. I could go back to my DeviantArt to find the old versions, but I don't know. You know what? I'll put it up there just in case. Here you go. I'll make a new tab. I'll just put in. There you go. Yeah, I'm streaming this from my iPad, so if it looks a little dodgy, that's probably why. So I'm just gonna quickly go into here and then go and find, where would you be? Okay, I think it's just in the regular. So if I go into random number, let's say 55, that should be around the same ballpark. And I was partly right. Let's have a quick look. Here we go. We're on the right track now. This is where majority of my other aliens are. Why is the order like this? This is so weird. Oh, relevance, that's why. Come on. There you go. Great, now I gotta do it again. I should be talking about my alien, but I'm doing this in the meantime. So Frost Comet, power-wise, the name pretty much speaks for itself. He's got ice powers. He can flash freeze anything kind of like Arctic Iguana, but he can shoot it out of his giant hands as well as his eye right there. Design-wise, I got the inspiration to draw him as a fusion between Accelerate and Shock Rock. So as you can see with the pointy head right there, that's definitely very Accelerate coded. I guess the whole design is very Accelerate when you get down to it. But the energy itself is based from, what's his name? Shock Rock, because I think in one of his transformations he had the 3 eyes, or like 3 dots to represent his eyes, and that's where I got the idea to make this little, I guess, mask shape for him, just to make him a bit more alien. So design-wise, he hasn't really changed much over the years. I just kind of cleaned up his proportions, made his hands a lot bigger, because I like giving aliens weird proportions. That's why, yeah, he has those giant-ass hands right there. Uniform-wise, it's a bit more streamlined. It's got the same, like, you know, white stripe, but yeah, forearms. Yeah, Frost Comet, he's pretty much been the same. He's been pretty consistent. All right, so let's move him here. Now, just like with the last one, I do want to make these guys relatively in scale. So Frost Comet is definitely larger than Ben. I'd say he's around that big. Let's put his hand just behind Ben. There you go. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, there you go. That looks good. All right, so that's good old Frost Boy. Voice-wise, I imagine him having the exact same as classic series Heat Blast. I don't know, I'm a Steve Blum fan, and why not, you know, make the reference. Now let's move on into the little guy. So here we have Sparkfly. Let me make him his lore accurate size. There you go. So he's the small alien of my bunch. Just like gray matter, that's where his main charm comes in. But he has the added ability of being an electric alien. He was probably I think he was the last alien I designed. I can find him again. Oh no. Jeez. Yeah, he's definitely the last alien design because he's probably on. Yep, he's on that page. Um, I think I literally made him just so I can have a small alien. Like I designed a whole bunch of the other aliens kind of at random. I didn't really have a playlist in mind. But I did like having the idea of having a small boy, so that's where Sparkfly came in. It took me forever to figure out that name. I was going through a whole bunch of different stuff, like I guess Buzz something. But Sparkfly kind of Sparkfly works. I like that name. So he's about and oh yeah, design wise, he hasn't changed that much as you can see. I, again, cleaned up his proportions. Gave him a more stinkfly looking tail, as you can see right there. He's got that giant electric stinger. Let me move the camera a little bit. There you go. Maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And yeah, the Omnitrix is oversized as well because, you know, tiny. But yeah, I like how Sparkfly turned out. So how big did I make him? I think I made him... That's the same size as Gray Matter. Yeah, 5.5. So let's shrink him down to be that big. Hopefully I can put something behind him just to... come on. There you go. The rotating tool in this app is very wonky. I don't want to make him too small though. I want to make him at least like visible. So I want to put him right here. Put him in front of Ben. Let's see. Yeah, let's put him in front of Ben and just have him be right there. Well, actually, maybe right here. I don't know. Will that blend too much with his? Oh no, that doesn't blend too much with Frost Comet. Yeah, you can still see him at least. He's still like, because he's like yay big. But yeah. Let's see. He looks so cool. Thank you. Oh, the wings look so unique. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted his wings to be a mix of Stinkfly and Nanomech. So that's where, yeah, because I think his design's kind of a hybrid of like Stinkfly, Nanomech, a few others as well. I gave him 3 eyes because I like giving aliens like multiple eyes. So yeah, that's how Sparkfly rolls. All right, now we move on to yes, my. If you ask me who's my favorite alien out of all of my, I guess, custom-made ones, Ravenstorm is definitely up there. He's probably my go-to in terms of, like, my favorite alien that I came up with, because I love this guy. Not just because of my username. I came up with that way before I made the concept of him, but I don't know. He's just a really cool alien. He's pretty simple. He's got weather powers. He can fly. He's got sharp talons. Yeah, just Ravenstorm is awesome. I think out of all of my aliens, if I had to choose one to be in the original show, I would choose Ravenstorm. Not even just out of bias. I think like he would fit well with like the original series. Like if you replace him or even just add him on to any of the other guys, I think he would definitely fit in because he's got a very simple color. He's got very simple powers that Ben doesn't even have by the end of Omniverse. I don't think he doesn't have any weather powers. Design-wise, he did change a little bit, though. As you can clearly see by his face, he has a gas mask there. And the reason why is because I did not know how to draw beaks at this time. So that's why he has that gas mask there, to, like, kind of hide that. But then over time, as my art skills grew, I eventually learned how to draw beaks, and now he has a beak right there, because he's a bird man. Yeah, the uniform changed a little bit as well. I like putting the Omnitrix on anywhere that's not the chest, so that's why he has it on the left pec right there. Yeah, there's not really much else I can say. I love Ravenstorm. He's pretty awesome. All right, so he's flying above, so why do we put him? I don't know, should we? I could probably rotate him this way because yeah, okay, I can keep it like that. Rotate him like this. So he's pretty big as well. I'm gonna put him, make him that big. Yeah, that works. Maybe I should. I'll keep him like this, but I'll just move him above. Good old Frost Comet. Oh yeah, that's another thing I gotta do with this app. I gotta change the background as well. Oh no. Yeah, the layering on this app is a little bit questionable. Because I can't like individually go for the layers. I can only send stuff to the very front or the very back. So I need to be very careful and selective with where I place my aliens. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, he's flying above. Man, all these guys are already much bigger than Ben. Maybe I should make Ben just a tiny bit bigger, just so he's like still the focus. Yeah, let's go like that. Make Sparkfly just a tiny bit bigger, just so he's, like, noticeable. Yeah, there you go. That looks good. Okay. He gives Secret Saturday vibes. A little bit. He's a little bit like a Mothman, sort of. Let's see. If you put him there, would he get affected by lightning from the other aliens? Oh, from like Sparkfly? Oh, maybe. But yeah, yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna leave him there. All right, so that's Raven Boy. All right, we move on to Gateway. So Gateway was one of the first aliens that I came up with concept with. Now, how I made this specific set of 10 was that I initially wanted to give Ben aliens that he doesn't have like regular powers to. So that's why Ravenstorm has weather controlling powers. That's why Gateway here has portal powers. And like a few others as well. Like I specifically wanted to give Ben powers that he normally doesn't have access to. So I think portal generation I think is a nice balance right there. There you go. But yeah, so Gateway did go through a little bit of trial and error, if I can go back and find him. Yeah, he was a lot more humanoid, a lot more basic in terms of like design. I definitely like enhanced him a lot. Specifically the head shape as well. I gave him those massive eyes just so he doesn't look too much like Accelerate, as you can clearly see right there. The spikes on the side definitely help with that as well. It's kind of like a hybrid between Gateway and Swampfire, I suppose. And as you can see, he had little fingers as well because I didn't think to make Gateway a lot more unique. So he has these little like nub fingers, which they kind of throw me off. I'm not really big fan of them. So as I was redesigning him, I decided to go with these giant like claw type hands, which are a reference to the portal gun from Portal, the game. So like you can see him like kind of like jettering out a portal from his hand. So that's where they come from. I do like how like he's got like a little energy inside of him just to kind of show that he's gonna shoot out some portal energy, I guess. But yeah, I like Gateway's design. I think I took a blend of designs from all the different aliens. So he's got like accelerate features here and there with the light blue skin and the fins. He's got those way big shoulder fins, I guess is what you call them. He's got the classic series shirt, which I think that's my favorite. That's out of all the, I guess, uniform styles that the aliens have. The stripe going down, the black stripe going down the Y is probably my favorite because it's classic Ben. You can't really go wrong with that. But yes, I did change the uniform. Oh, and I kept the Omnitrix on his shoulder as well because I think that's a neat location for it. All right, so thankfully Gateway is looking at the other side. So let's put him. Yeah, let's put him. He's a lot. I'd say he's definitely smaller than Ravenstorm. Let's put him here, just above. Okay, so I'm gonna put him above Ravenstorm, but above everybody. Oops, sorry. That shit. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's the layering. So put him behind these guys, but put him in front of Ravenstorm. Oh no. What does that look like? Okay, that's fine. Let's make the canvas a lot bigger, just so we can like have lots of space to work with. This is gonna be a big poster. All right, so that's Gateway done. Who is next? I think it's Mindwipe. Yeah, Mindwipe is next. So Mindwipe is my brain alien. You can probably see a pattern in terms of like playlist types. If you want to go based off the original series and the Alien Force series, they definitely have their types, and Mindwipe brings my brain alien to discussion. He's not Galvan smart, and he's not Cerebro Crustacean smart, but the way I define Mindwipe's intelligence is that instead of being technologically smart like Galvan's or calculating smart like Cerebro Crustaceans, instead he's very wisdom-based and philosophy smart. So he has a lot of like cool insight and like he sees like the bigger picture. But as an offset of that, he has more of a jury rig type personality because he's a monkey. So I thought that'd be a fun way to like distinguish him. And if we go to my original Mindwipe, holy crap, that is That's definitely a design right there. Yeah, Mind Wipe definitely needed a lot of retooling. I was not a fan as to how Mind Wipe was initially done. But Mind Wipe looks fun to draw. Yeah, he's pretty fun to draw. The main change was definitely the face. I made his face a lot more ape-like, as you can see with the nose right there, and the more kind of like monkey, not aesthetic, but like you know what I mean. Like he looks more monkey-like. Oops, sorry, I closed down a window. There you go. I kept the Omnitrix on his forehead because that makes sense, but I did remove his exposed brain, or I don't know, energy brain sphere. I don't know what you call it. But I removed that and just enclosed his brain because it was too similar to Brainstorm. Body shape wise, he's pretty much the same. Again, my art skills have developed, so I was able to make him a lot more proportionally better. And the uniform I think was pretty well adapted. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why he's got the green uniform with the green Omnitrix, I initially designed these guys to be more like Omniverse, so that's why they have a lot of green in there. But then with my redesigns, obviously I lean towards the classic series, so that's the story behind that. All right, so Mindwipe is pretty small. Let's put him. Yeah, I want to put him near Ben. Let's put him. Yeah, let's put him here. That looks pretty good. That's a good size for Mindwipe. Maybe. Yeah, let's put him. Let's make him that big. He's like only 3 feet tall. I'm pretty sure. All right, so let's have him be there. Yeah, that works. He's behind Ben and behind Sparkfly. Yeah, but he's in front of. Yeah, he's in front of Frost Comet. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's put him. Let's put him here. There you go. That looks all right. All right. Next up, we have. Who do we have next? I think it's Lava Crawl. Yeah, Lava Crawl. So he's my. I guess he's my fire alien, but not so much fire because he's more lava than fire. So let me just move him over yonder. Let's see, is the connection good? Yeah, it's a little bit jittery. My Wi-Fi's been a little bit hit or miss, but yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, but the Wi-Fi's been pretty hit or miss here. But I think I managed to get a good balance. I turned my phone Wi-Fi off and keeping the thing on my two tablets. All right, so Lava Crawl, he's not so much a fire alien, he's more of a lava alien because, you know, we already have Heat Blast and... shit, no, go back. There you go. Design-wise, he's pretty much the same. The only thing that I gave him was, like, more detail in terms of his, like, lava pattern. And, yeah, I cleaned up his proportions a little bit, so... This guy is kind of a hybrid between Nightcrawler, as you can clearly see by the body shape and his tail, and Magma from X-Men as well. So I basically combined two X-Men into one. So that's where Lava Crawl came from. And he did have a few names, as you can see by this title right here. He had, what was his original name? I think his original name was Wildfire because I wanted to continue the Wild Vine, Wild Mutt kind of thing, but I didn't want to make him more of a fire alien, so I leaned into, I think it was Magmaniac for a little bit, which isn't a bad name, but I thought I could come up with something better. And then it was Lava Flow for the longest time, but then over time I was like, Lava Flow is kind of, it doesn't roll off the tongue, you know what I mean? Like try and say Lava Flow like a couple times in a row, you just can't. It's kind of annoying. So Lava Crawl was a nice compromise. That's his name, like officially. So that's where Lava Crawl came from. And I imagine him having a German accent because, you know, Nightcrawler. So he's Lava Crawl. He's very mischievous. He's got a kind of a manic personality. Now we're going to put him at the front. Down here. No, maybe I should put him here. Maybe I'll put him here. Because I want to surround Ben with my original 10. Actually, yeah, I'll keep him here. Why not? Let's have him. There you go. Whoops. Bring to front. There you go. There's Lava Crawl. But I'm going to put Sparkfly above him just so like he has a little bit of an edge. There you go. Luckily, Sparkfly doesn't have a glow. Oh, actually, I can show what the first initial things look like. Hang on. Hang on. TheHawkDown. I'm just going to put in lava. It'll be easy to find. Yeah, there you go. So here's the first initial pose of lava crawl. Now, like God. Now, like I kind of described with Goop, this is definitely a much better like evolution of my art skills because he actually looks like he's made of heat, and proportion wise, he's a lot better. I mean, this one, yeah, this pose right here isn't so bad, but like I've gotten better with time, and as you can clearly see. Okay, so that's lava crawl right there. Looking at the chat. Um, I'm back again, Haughty. I know you're gonna see this message. Yeah, I know. I see ya. Oh, he gives Human Torch vibes a little bit. Yeah. I can probably see. I can see that. I think Human Torch is he is usually more orange and red than like yellow, right? Would he be able to fight NRG? Oh, that's a good question. I'd say he can outmaneuver NRG because NRG, yes, he is a big tough alien, but also he's not very fast. Whereas Lava Crawl is a very agile alien, so I don't know. You probably can't affect him with heat or fire or anything like that, or lava. So yeah, a common misconception a lot of people have about NRG is that he's fire related, while he has heat beams. That's true. Yes, he's a radioactive alien, not so much fire. I don't know. He gives off heat. He melts a lot of things with his heat beams. I think you can classify him not so much as a fire alien, but as a heat alien. I'd say. Um, let's see that. Yeah, he is more radiation, but I don't know. I like to group him in as heat because I'm species like that. Anyway, let's move on to the remainder of the 10. So here we have Crocbite, my beast alien. In layman's terms, he's pretty much Wild Mutt and I guess Spider Monkey, if you want to include that. So the idea for Crocbite was definitely because I just wanted a crocodile alien, and Ben didn't have one, so I'm like, oh, let's make a giant croc lizard guy, and that's where he came from. God, this is a really long art piece. Design wise, again, not really much change. I just cleaned him up a little. I gave him more of a crocodile like snout or a lizard snout. Um, Put more emphasis on the horns right there, and yeah, just cleaned him up. I kept the Omnitrix on the bicep because I think it looks cool, and I like how Crocbite came out. Now again with Lava Crawl, as you can see, his name was originally Ravage. His original name was actually Reptar for a long time, but then Rugrats. So I'm like, okay, I want to change it to something else. So I thought Ravage for a long time, but then eventually I'm like, I don't think Ben would name his crocodile alien Ravage. I don't know. I feel like it'd be too plain. So instead, I came up with Crocbite because I think a 10-year-old would have that alien as a name. So yeah, that's Crocbite right there, and I like how he turned out. He's a pretty neat alien. Let's see. He's pretty big as well. I'm gonna make him. Yeah, he's like that big. No, okay, let's make him more proportional. He is bigger than this, but I think to make him fit with the rest of the aliens, I'm gonna make him this big. Yeah, there you go. But I might make Ben just a tiny bit smaller, just a tad. There you go. He's a smidge smaller because he's human. I guess that's Crocbite right there. Let's see. Crocbite looks sick. Thank you. Da da da. Sorry if I ignored you in the previous stream. I was probably more focused on other stuff, but hey, nice for people to talk. I like seeing the chat being active. Let's see. I gotta go checking out the stream. Thank you very much. I highly appreciate it. Was it Ian profile or Ilan profile? I don't know if that's an L or an I, but I'm gonna assume it's an L because I want to. All right, so let's move on to Metallium. So Metallium does kind of break a lot of rules in terms of like alien design, but I feel like he's a worthy like sacrifice because we have aliens like Armadillo and Clockwork, so I feel like we can have a more mechanical alien, but I feel like his mechanicalness is less defined than those examples because I feel like what did I say? What did I come up with? His insides are liquid metal, and I think you're supposed to treat him as a lot more elastic. So I feel like that kind of that kind of like devoids from the clunky like I guess robotic designs that Clockwork and Armadillo were kind of, or even NRG to a certain extent. But this guy Metallium, he's a lot more loose. He's a lot more elastic, so he can stretch any part of his body, including those Doc Ock tentacles back there. And I like Metalium. He's a neat alien. Now originally he did look like this because I liked reboot Vilgax's power of unraveling his arms into tentacles, so that's where this design came from. But then over time, I really started to hate it. He's way too detailed and he's way too humanoid. So I came up with where is he? I know he's in the other one. So I came up with this initial design just to make him a lot more alien. That's the main reason for his redesign here. Oh, that's good. So his like proper design over here was kind of I guess a redemption for me to be like, okay, I can make this alien look cool. So that's Metalium right there. He's my stretchy boy. All right, so he's in this direction. I'm gonna where can I put him? I kind of want to put him here below Gateway. Yeah, I'll do that. There you go. Just so he's not like too distracting. How's the music, by the way? I wanna give it a listen. Give me a sec. I kind of want to put it here. Oh wow, that's loud. Yeah, it's not bad. The music, I mean, is fine. I had it like close to my ear. TheHawkDown, would you ever remake some of your old aliens like Crimson Spike, Ultra Prime, and Sage Scour, blah blah blah? It's not impossible, but I highly doubt it. I'm afraid. I guess the superhero aliens. That's a long story. I don't want to get into, but short answer is that I hated drawing them, and I never want to do them again. The aliens like Crimson Spike, maybe. I'll see if I'm up for it. But in the meantime, let's go. Let's finish the rest of this playlist. Let's go with Rockalanche. Yeah, big rock boy right here. So Rockalanche is pretty much just a big brute. That's the main inspiration for him. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I just wanted Ben to have like a nice big brute alien, and he's not just a like a super strong alien or a super durable alien. His main power is that he's an earthbender, so he can control rock. He can make earthquakes. That's his whole shtick. That's why his name is Rockalanche. Now, originally his name was Avalanche. Let me bring his original design right here. Yeah, there you go. So originally he was Avalanche, but then I thought Ben would come up with a more creative name. So Rockalanche is what I landed on. And his design was literally because I wanted to combine Chroma Stone with Cannonbolt. So now that I've said that, you can't unsee it. He's essentially Chroma Bolt or Cannon Stone. I don't know what the name would be, but that's the main inspiration by his design. He's just a fusion between the two, and I like how he came out. So he can't shift his limbs like Diamond Head. He can't like make rocks out of his body. He can only control like existing stones. So that's where Rockalanche came in. Now he is pointing this way. Oh boy. See, the problem is that Rockalanche is so big that I might have to. I'm gonna have to move Ravenstorm temporarily, and move Rockalanche to here. Oh god, I don't want him to. Let me. I think I might have to put Ravenstorm like flying above. Oh no. There you go. Let's have him center like that, and then put Rockalanche, I guess, on the top right there. Yeah, that looks alright. Yeah, I want Rockalanche to be really big, so let's make him that big. Yeah, that works. So send it back. And then lock it in, Eddie. That's an Australian reference. Alright, and then Ravenstorm will be flying above. He's flying above all the rest. I do want to put him... Alright, this is where it gets kind of crazy. So I'm going to send him to the back, him to the back, and the background to the back. There you go. So now he's flying. So now he's above the other guys. I'm gonna put his face right there. I think that works. The main issue, the main thing that I don't want to do is that I don't want to like reverse any aliens in terms of like positioning. I want to keep this like as pure as I possibly can. But anywho, let's see. Rockalanche is one of my favorites in the first place. Why? Thank you. I like him as well. He's pretty neat. Hi Beepy. Nice to meet you. Okay. Alright, now that Rocket Launch is done, we move on to the last alien of my playlist. We have Snapclaw. Well, that was really bad. Snapclaw. That's what I imagine him sounding like. So Snapclaw, as obviously shown, he's the forearms of my playlist. He's the strong alien. He's, I guess, the mascot next to Frost Comet. He's the alien that Ben wants to be every time. Because he's big and strong and he wants to beat the bad guys like that. So he largely gravitates towards Snapclaw. And I love how he came out. So, funny thing, Snapclaw is the first alien that I ever designed, like, in terms of, like, custom aliens. And you can definitely, god damn it. And you can definitely see that, because we have very, very thick Snapclaw right there. So, I guess the I guess the reasoning behind that particular design was that I wanted to give Ben a lobster alien, and I think it was a case of name first, appearance second, because I think I just think Snapclaw's a pretty cool like alien superhero name, so I wanted to stick with that, and then I kind of based this design a whole around that. And oh boy, I don't know. I kind of like the thick version. Maybe as like an older Ben 10,000 version, this could work, but I definitely wanted to make him a lot more, I guess, leaner and muscular. So that's where this design comes in, and I love how he turned out. In fact, if I go and find my second design of Snapclaw, Snapclaw. He's voiced by Richard McGonigal as well. Yeah, there we go. So, So I made him a lot slimmer in this kind of pose. I did not know how to draw the tail, so that's why it looks a little funky right there. But over time, I eventually came up with this concept. Now, I got this design from Insane Main because he draws his forearms with these kind of like armored pieces. Hang on, let me find them. Yeah, there you go. So he gives his version of forearms these like armored like pieces all around him, and I thought that's a cool idea. So I adapted that for Snap Claws. That's why he has these like dark, crimson like shiny armor pieces around him, and yeah, I love how he turned out. He's his design was based off of the spider monkey from Spy Kids, so I wanted to give him like I guess like a scorpion centaur look. Oh, my bad, a scorpion centaur look. So that's where he came from. He's a mix of a lobster, a scorpion, a crab, all of the above. So yeah, that's good old Snapclaw. I kind of want to put him in the back now and put Ravenstorm somewhere else. Yeah, let's put. I'm gonna put. Yeah, I'm gonna put him. But then, yeah, Rocket Launch. Let me move Metallium up above, and then put Rocket Launch here, maybe? Let's move Frost Comet up a little bit. Let's make him on the same line as Gateway. Move Rocket Launch down here just so like we can see him. Ben's kind of running on his foot right there. And then Crocbite I'll put over here. Now is he? Yeah, he covers. What's his name? There you go. There you go. And then Snapclaw we have to put behind everybody else because he's way too big. Let's. I want to put him like in center, so I can rotate these guys, but I can't like, I guess like flip them over. I mean, there's a way to do it, but I don't want to like go for that trouble. So let's send you to the back. Send the background to the back. If you're wondering why I'm not using a white background, I'm using a yellow background instead of a white background, that's because a white background will be way too much. As you can clearly see, I think that's way too bright, so yellow is a nice like compromise. Oh, but Ravenstorm as well. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move Metallium down here. And then Lava Crawl, I'm going to move up here. Yeah, but then Mind Wipe. Jeez. All right, I'm going to have to move Mind Wipe somewhere else. And then, but yeah. Yeah, see, Metallium kind of has a weird pose, so I don't know. Maybe I'll move. Yeah, this is hard now. It was much easier with the other aliens. All right, let me just bring the undo button and just kind of put everybody back into their places. So Metallium. Okay, I'm gonna move Gateway up here. Metallium can go here, right next to Frostboy. Gateway, I'm gonna move him down here. Lava Crawl. Let me see. I could put Ravenstorm. Nah, well, but kind of. But I want him to fly. You want? I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put Ravenstorm here. Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna put Ravenstorm there. And then Lava Crawl can go here. Let's see. Yeah, you can go there, and then pull Gateway in the front. Put him, like, down here. Okay, that works. That's a little bit more coherent. Rocket Launch definitely takes up a lot of the space here, but I think that's a worthy sacrifice. As long as you can see their faces, we're not too concerned about their bodies because, yeah, Frostcom is kind of covering Crocbite's body right there, but that's as best as I can do. And Sparkfly, I do want him to be next to Ben, but maybe I should put him down here just to. No. Keep him there. I like him there. Gateway, however, I am gonna move you a little bit closer to Ben. There you go. I think that works. Yeah, it's a little bit more cohesive. So yeah, I think that's fine. I don't know because I'll leave it for now. Leave it for now. I think it's fine. Let's see. I feel like if the original Ben had your playlist, the world would be doomed considering they have aliens that can change the weather, cause earthquakes, and travel dimensions. Yeah, I mean, as a 10-year-old, it is a lot of power, but I guess that's the idea of Ben 10. Ben would have some control over that, even though this is a pretty powerful alien. Also, keep in mind, Mindwipe has telepathy, so he has access to that power too. Let's see. Mimi. Oh, I did not Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Marie. I did not recognize your profile pic. My bad. I didn't see it because it's so small. I can't see on the phone right there. But hey, look, nice of you to be here. Nice of you to see me go for my stuff. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Let's see, TheHawkDown. Did you ever think about switching out some aliens for your first place in exchange for a different one? I like the balance that my playlist has. I guess if I want to change any of them, probably a 10th alien to make him more significant because, Ghost Freak and Alien X are very, significant aliens. None of any of my playlists have that kind of quality, but at the same time, the reboot didn't have that either. So I think my playlist is pretty balanced in terms of powers, design, body shape. I don't think I'd swap them out for anybody else. Also, would you plan on making ultimates for any of your original aliens? We'd love to see your concept of an ultimate Frost Comet or maybe Pixel. I did dabble into thinking of ultimates for some of these guys. Maybe one day. It's not impossible, but I'll have to think about that. But anywho, let's have a nice quick little water break. Oh god, it's been 40 minutes already. Alright, let's see if we can get through the next playlist at the very least. Just so we don't, drown this out too long. So, moving on to playlist 2. Let me get rid of this one just so I can go for my regular aliens. We have Barnicade! That's what he sounds like. He has a pirate accent. Because why not? So, Barnicade is essentially my Cannonbolt. He's the first additional alien from my Ben, and that's how he operates. So I like how Barnicade came out. I'm just gonna brighten this up a little bit for myself. There you go. So Barnicade definitely is all of these guys I made out of order. I don't know what specific order I made them. I could probably find out, but I'm not going to. So, but Barnicade continuity wise is the first additional alien. So Barnicade, I realized I haven't gone for any of these guys' powers, or at least briefly. Ice, stretchy, lava, telepathy, force fields, electricity, portals, earthquakes. strong jaws, slime spit, super strong, sharp claws, flight and weather. There you go. So I can go on powers about anybody else. So Barnacle, he's kind of got like Diamond Head's power, where he can like grow like constructs, but they're made of coral. So we can make like coral shields, coral like barricades, hence the name Barnacade. And when he's submerged in salt water, he can grow to about the size of a building. So he's got size changing powers too. So yeah, that's Barnacade for you. I'm gonna put him. He's a pretty big alien. I'm gonna put him here. Yeah, make him one of the cast. Make him one of the other boys. So you can just see him. There you go. Put him. Yeah, there you go. Make him above Rocket Launch. That works. Let's see. All right, moving on to Mudrock. So Mudrock, as you can probably plainly see, he is the first alien that's based off a species from the franchise. That being a Linopin, or a sludge puppy for you racists. So Mudrock initially, he wasn't supposed to be a Linopin. He was initially gray, and he was based off of Clayface from the Batman show. You guys remember that? The was it 2004 Batman show where it had that pretty kick-ass theme song of the Batman. But Clayface in that was really cool. He had a lot of like very unique shape-shifting powers. Like not only can he like use his goop, he can also harden it to be like rock, and that's where this power comes from. So Mudrock can not only like be goopy and elastic, he can also harden himself to be like stone. So that's where he came from, and I love the pose I made for Mudrock. The Linopin thing came out after I colored him because I thought I don't really want him to be gray anymore. So I thought, what colors can I make him? And I settled on this kind of magenta purple and thought, you know what? Let's make him a sludge puppy. Why not? So he can shape. Oh yeah, he can shapeshift as well. He can make himself look like anybody because Linopins can do that. All right, so let's put him. He's around that big. Let's put him here. Let's put him just behind. What's his name? All right, so let's send him to the back. There you go. Put him just behind Barnacade. There you go. I love how Mudrock came out. Let's see. A little off topic, but have you seen Invincible? If you did, what's your favorite Mark variant? I've seen the first season. I've seen some of the second season and nothing else. So I don't have any opinion in terms of the multiverse stuff, I'm afraid. I'm very behind on Invincible. Hey man, ever thought of doing tutorials like how to do your effect drawings like fire and ice? I have thought about doing drawing tutorials before, but I think I need a different like system to do that. Because like the only effects that I can think of is like these kind of like energy effects. Oh yeah, that's right. You can see like kind of like icy energy there. Like that's very specific, and that's just me kind of like trying shit out. Same with the heat effect that I have for lava crawl. That just came from like trying to replicate stuff from the show, trying to use what other artists have done. Oh yeah, and the same with like Ben's Omnitrix lighting right here. Like it's just mainly trial and error that I do a lot of these effects with. Don't say the S word. Canceled. Sludge puppy. That's what they are. I'm a Tennyson at heart. If they've been sludge puppies since the original series. No one had a problem until Omniverse, and specifically that one guy as well. Lucy didn't care. Let's see. Let's see. I know, right? I genuinely rank him above the Ink Tank. Not saying they're bad on my list of Ben 10 art creators. I just love his art style. Oh, Insane Main. I could do. See, I don't want to rank any of the I guess the other Ben 10 artists because I do like all of them, and I love that all the styles are different. Like Insane Main, he definitely leans into a very exaggerated form of the Omniverse style, and like you can see the evolution of his art style like through the years. Like he's found his he's found his shape language. He's found his the way he draws is so specific. Like you see one of his drawings, Ben 10 or not, like some of his like recent Spider-Man stuff, you see them and you just go, oh shit, that's Insane Main. That looks cool. So yeah, Ink Tank, they've grown their art style as well, purely through the combination of Kuro and Ash. Like you can see like they came separately and then they kind of combined into one But also very distinct as well. Like you can tell which drawing is Kuro's and which one is Ash's. You know, same with El Mike as well. El Mike is very tied to doing stuff in the original series way, and like creature feature is very like he goes above and beyond in terms of like what he can do for the aliens like proportions and stuff. I got on a bit of a tangent right there, but um, short story, I love all those guys. They have really cool art styles, and the more aliens they have, the more art pieces they make, the better. All right, now let's move on to Shroomhead. We're doing this about aliens, right? So Shroomhead is definitely kind of a departure. Yeah, let's make him. Yeah, let's make him this big. He's pretty large. So Shroomhead, I actually came up before fungi was like officially made. I just wanted Ben to have a mushroom alien, so that's how he came into being. So Shroomhead, he can emit like these spores from the ports out of his head, and he's got an indestructible skull as well. Um, yeah, there's not much I can say. That's Shroomhead for you. How big did I make him? 2 feet. Oh wow, he's tiny. Oh yeah, a funny thing about Shroomhead is that he is an edible alien. So like the Tiffin and the Lewodins, you can eat him, and he tastes like mushroom. In fact, he tastes like really good mushroom. Let's see, what did I describe what he tastes like? Um, his species is the most delicious taste in the known universe. So if you eat him, you're like, I need more. That's how Shroomhead operates. So he's pretty small. Let's put him here. Yeah, he's around that big. I could see before I'd put all these small aliens like in the front right here, but I kind of don't want to do that. Also, he's in like kind of like a jumpy pose, so I want to put him. Yeah, I'm gonna put him there. That looks alright. Or maybe just here, just underneath the wing of Ravenstorm. All right, so Shroomhead, and now we have Blast Zone, one of the two aliens to make it into 5YL. Him and Ravenstorm. I commissioned Rob to draw them, and I love his take on Blast Zone. In fact, I'm gonna do a direct comparison just for shits and gigs. Same with Ravenstorm as well. Let's see, 5YL Blast Zone. So Blast Zone is a combination of Earthworm Jim, which Kuro definitely leaned into that design more, and I really like it. I love the more kind of wrinkly look that he gave him. And his powers are based directly off Gambit, so we can infuse any object with kinetic energy and it explodes. So that's how he operates. Um, but yeah, he's another big tank alien. So yeah, I love Blast Zone. I think he's a cool design. Now he's around. Yeah, I think he's around that big. Yeah, I'm gonna put him. Yeah, I want to put him here, just behind Mudrock. There you go. Oh, damn it! I accidentally put the thing at the front. There you go. All right, let me listen to the music. Yeah, music is still going. Thank God. I can't hear the music, so like I don't know what to do. Have you seen Dan the Boy Wonders art? Sorry. Have you seen Dan the Boy Wonders Ben 10 comic? Absolute Ben 10. I have not. Funny or not. I just haven't had time to read it. I've seen some images of it and it looks pretty cool. Let's see. I love all your stuff, bro. Thank you. And I thought about. Let's see. Going to see David Kaufman, aka Danny Phantom, next week. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. He's the voice of Danny to me, and of Human Torch as well, I guess. All right. Let's move on to another alien. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to show Ravenstorm. Oh, I'll show him quickly. Yeah, there you go. I do love the let's see. Actually, you know what? This design of Ravenstorm is where I got inspiration to draw the beak. Because I saw like, come on, why is this so hard? Can I like do this? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because I saw the beak and I'm like, I want to give him a beak, so that's where the beak came from. And I love the feather patterns that he gave the wings right there. Yeah, Ravenstorm looks really good in this art style. I'm really happy with how he turned out there. Where's the Omnitrix again? Oh, it was on the back of the wing, right? Yeah. Okay, I remember now. Okay. Let's move on to Light Viper. Ah, now this guy's another one of my favorites. I love Light Viper. He's got a simple concept and a simple design. He's a snake man who can bend light and turn invisible. So again, like with Blast Zone and Ravenstorm and Gateway, I wanted to give Ben powers that he doesn't have access to. So I gave him light powers, which I guess you can argue Chroma Stone has that, but not to this extent. Like Light Viper can be like incredibly bright. He can make himself like as dark as a shadow. He can turn invisible. Yeah, Light Viper. I definitely gave him a lot more of a snake aesthetic. Yeah, he's got the snake like kind of serpent body right there. This I will say the front right here was definitely hard to like kind of picture, but I think I did a decent job. Put some scales on there, man. He's got those, what'd you call this, tubes? I don't know. I stuck with the design. I don't know exactly what they're for, but that's how Light Viper goes. So where can I put him? I kind of want to show off his slender body, so let's put him here. Yeah, or maybe up here. Yeah, you know what? I'll put him up here. No, actually, let's put him. Yeah, okay. I kind of have to keep him here. Let's see, Light Viper. Send to the back. Oh, there you go. So let's move Light Viper there, and that looks. He looks a little awkward. I think it's because he's in like a very dynamic pose like this, so I kind of want to like move him somewhere else. Maybe here. Yeah, anyway, I'll put him up here. Let's put some aliens on this side. Yeah, he's around that big. Yeah, that works. Let's see. What are your hopes for Ben 10 next year? Apart from the comic, I have hopes for a new series or a theatrical movie. I doubt they're gonna make his show. I think it's been way too long, and it doesn't look like Cartoon Network has any interest in making a show. I think the comic is as good as we can get in terms of now, but still excited. I mean, it's new Ben 10 content by the original creators, no less. So hey, I'm looking forward to it. Show my design of him. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You made a design of him. I don't know how I can show that on. Let me try something. Let me go on. Instagram Ultra Phantom. Yeah, there you are. I might have to dig through a little bit. Yeah. Oh. What do you know? It's the first thing I've freaking found. Oh no! Oh, it's bright. All right, I'm gonna have to like zoom it in, unfortunately, because I don't have the Instagram app on my iPad. But there's your design of Light Viper. It's very close to how I initially draw him, and I really like that. I think you did a good job, man. Oh, that's right. I gave him the hybrid pattern. Might as well mention that now before I forget. Okay. I always ask this to other Ben 10 friends. Would you consider reboot Stinkfly and original Stinkfly to be separate species, like Lepidopteran A and Lepidopteran B? Well, given the fact that we don't see original Stinkfly in the reboot, I think they're the same species. It's just different, like it's just a different art style, or different evolution, I suppose. I would buy into the subspecies thing if we saw the original Stinkfly in the reboot. That's the only way I can like justify it. I just find it impossible that they're the same species when they're so different. I mean, like aside from them being humanoids, they still pretty much have the same powers. Like they can fly, they can shoot slime. Reboot Stinkfly has the stink cloud, I think, but that's the only like real difference. Then again, original Stinkfly had that sometimes, but whatever. Alright, moving on, let's do Smokescreen. The first of my Manzadil aliens. So I wanted to give Ben another Manzadil alien because, of course, I wanted to, you know. You're not a Ben 10 fan without wondering, hey, what of all the other Manzadil aliens that's not Arctic Wana? So I came up with this guy. So instead of shooting ice, he can breathe fire, and the little craters around his body can emit smoke or gas, whatever. That he can use to, like, you know, literally smoke screen himself and whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to make him different. Yeah. trying to see where can I put him. Yeah, so I guess I'll talk about him briefly. So, I did put a lot more Arctic. I did put some Arctic Iguana influence on him. So he's got the hands of Arctic Iguana right there. He's got kind of a lizard body, but he's like not. He doesn't look like Arctic Iguana. He's got like some of the elements, like the bumps on his back right there, and sort of the uniform. See, when I made, because I did make a Manzadul playlist a while back. I made like 8 other Manzadul aliens. I did want to put the Omnitrix on all of their arms just to kind of like give that kind of connection. But I already put the Omnitrix on the shoulder of this guy and it was too late for that. So I thought, screw it. It is what it is. All right. Now, luckily, there's a perfect spot right here for good old Gas Boy. And he's around that big. Let's make him a tiny bit bigger. Let's see. Yeah, Gateway kind of looks like he's kind of plopped on there. Let's put Smokescreen to the front. Yeah, there you go. Just so he looks a little bit more layered. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see. That would be cool. El Mike did that with his version of Stinkfly. I think he made separate designs. Let me look. This is gonna be the looking up stream. That's why I'm not gonna get through as many aliens. Yeah, there you go. So he made a different version of Reboot Stinkfly, and I love how this guy looks as well. I love the more kind of bug eyes that he gave him. It doesn't look like he has a mouth. I think it's because he has the stink like sacs right here. But yeah, I like how he did Reboot Stinkfly. Oh, and he gave him the insect legs as well. Look at that. Yeah, he looks really good. Yeah, El Mike's a great artist. I highly recommend his stuff to you guys. Look at this. He's got 10,000 Stinkfly. Yeah, looks pretty good. Anyway, moving on to my aliens. So that's Smokescreen done. Now we move on to Digger. So this guy is based off one of the aliens that we saw in Omniverse, the little like crab guys. I just wanted to give him a design and a power, so he can spin his lower half into like a drill and drill through the ground, and that's all he can do. And he can eat rocks. So I named him Digger, and I like how he turned out. He's the little crab man. He's again very simple alien, very simple execution. So he's second in my canon inspired aliens next to Mudrock here. I kind of want to put them next to each other. Yeah, let's put them next to each other. What the hell? All right, so he's around the same size as Mushroom Boy, right? 3 feet. Yeah, I can fudge it a little bit. Let's go. Yeah, like that. Okay, now this is going to be a little bit complicated. If I put... Yeah, if I put that at the back and then him... Yeah, I'll move Shroomhead slightly to this way just so he's not, like, overshadowing Digger Boy. Yeah, there you go. Because I kind of want to like show off his whole body. You know what? That's fine. Let's leave it at that for now. Maybe move Shroomhead a little bit below. Yeah, that works. That's about let's leave him that big. All right, so that's Digger. Now let's move on to Intangisaur. Definitely a fan favorite. From what I can tell, I think out of a lot of my aliens, a lot of people love Intangisaur. And I'm not complaining. I love Intangisaur as well. He's a really cool alien to me. So his design was kind of a hybrid. Oh god. So his design is kind of a hybrid of like different, I guess, aquatic aliens. So as you can tell by the manta ray head, the kind of like shark type body. He's got a giant ass tail right there, but his powers are very different. So like a Division from Marvel, he can change his density. So he can become like light enough to fly. He can become intangible, hence the name. But he can also make himself very dense as well. He can be like super strong. He'd be pretty much indestructible. But he can't use them at the same time. So he can't like fly and have super strength or be intangible, but like be, I guess, like heavy as well. So like he can't do both at the same time. And I think that's a nice little like power compromise. But yeah, I love how Intangisaur came out. He's got a cool uniform design as well. That's another thing that I think I mentioned in the last stream as well. I love designing the uniforms for Ben's aliens because I don't know, there's a little bit of a structure to them, but I feel like you can go in any direction with them, and that's definitely the case with Intangisaur right here. And pretty much all the aliens as well. You can tell that You can tell that they're Ben just from the uniform alone. Even though some don't have uniforms, like Digger right here, he still has the black patch with the Omnitrix. So, if not the uniform, definitely the Omnitrix, and also the black elements as well because I love this shining style. The perk and shine is definitely my favorite like thing to use. Okay, so Intangisaur is flying. Let's put him at the top. Let's expand the let's go upward a little bit. So he's decently big, right? I made him, yeah, 9 feet tall. Let's make him, yeah, around that big. That seems to be good for Intangisaur. Let's make him separate from the rest of him so we can like surround more aliens around him. And then of course send him to the back. Send him to the boot. Let's see. Hey Octa, I remember your Instagram post had some villain on the Trixes in it. I couldn't make out all the characters, but I saw Eon, Albedo, and you will see tomorrow. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Can we get insight on that, please? Well, again, you'll see him tomorrow, because Halloween, I think it's appropriate that I do that. Yo, what did I miss? All of this. This is what I got so far, and we're about an hour in. Yes, alright. We're actually making pretty good progress, actually. I think this is the last. Oh no, we got 2 more aliens. So, oh, this one's gonna be a challenge. So, here we have Goliath, or Goliath if you want to be specific. Come on, there you go. So Goliath, he was based off of Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender because I wanted a giant alien that can fly. That was the main purpose behind him. So I made him a giant turtle. He's about the size of 2 buses, I think. How big did I make him? Yeah, 20 feet. So he's about the size of a bus, I'd say. He's very large. He can fly like Appa. Not like crazy fast, but he can like fly at the speed of like, I guess a basic airplane, I'd say. Like a single seat airplane. That's as fast as he can go. But he's got that indestructible shell that he can like curl himself into because he's a turtle. Now since he's very large, actually, I think that's kind of the right size for him. Yeah, he's a huge alien. Let's put him here. He's not way big, but he's still pretty big. Send it back. Lock it in, Eddie. There you go. Yeah, he's definitely large. Look at him. I kind of let's move him down a little bit. Let's make him. Yeah, let's move him here. I think that works. Yeah. Yeah, let's keep him a little bit separate from the rest, just so we can like surround aliens around him. But, yeah, let's leave it like this for now. I think lore accurate Goliath would be maybe like this big, but let's keep him as is for now. All right, so that's Goliath, and now let's move on to the last alien of playlist 2. We have Pixel. Or PXL. I haven't really like cemented how to pronounce his name because it was Pixel for a long time, like PXL. But then I added a little L dash right there because I wanted to make it look cooler. So I don't know. Should I name him? Should it be pronounced PXL, Pixel, or Pixel? Like at the end of the day, you still get the point across. He's still, Pixel by heart. So at the end of the day. Anyway, talking about Pixel, so Pixel is probably the first of my like very powerful aliens. Like he's a powerhouse alien. If I were to make a powerhouse playlist, he would definitely be on there. So the backstory to this guy was that, as per Secret of the Omnitrix, Ben activated the self-destruct. Wait, no. Yeah, so Ben activated the self-destruct, but it wasn't through Dr. Animo's like DNA thing. It was in fact activated by this very rare techno-organic virus that infected the Omnitrix, and it's called a Lipixian virus, I believe. Yeah, Lipixian virus. So it infected the Omnitrix, made it like start the self-destruct, but it like amplified it, so that's why it was going to destroy the universe. So Ben went on the search for Azimuth because he was missing at the time. I haven't really figured out the main details of the story, but that's where we're at. Eventually, he found him before time ran out, but then the Omnitrix kind of recontextualized the Lipixian virus and combined it with his human DNA, a la Nanomech, and creating Pixel. So Pixel can warp reality. He can not warp it. He can like distort it. So he can like glitch himself all over the place. He can he can make like these like energy constructs with the unique energy. He can distort reality by glitching it through. The best way I can describe it is, remember in Spider-Verse where random things and even people were glitching because they're outside of their own dimension? That's what he can do to people. He can make them glitch. He can make them like go in and out of this reality by like literally pixelating them. So that's what makes him powerful, and also he can travel at light speed. So he's Ben's fastest alien in this, I guess, version. So he's pretty powerful. So Pixel. Oh, and design wise, he's kind of based off Lodestar because he's got the floating head right there. But he's also mixed with Ultimate Echo Echo as well. So he's got the cables right there. He's got kind of his shape, and his voice, I imagine, is exactly like Alt Echo Echo. You know, the very like kind of like distorted like speaker speak. That's what I imagine him sounding like. All right, so Pixel's flying right now. So let's put him. Let's put him. He's flying, but let's put him here. Yeah, I think that's a good area to put him. He's around. Yeah, he's around that big. Move to the back. Move to the back. All right, so that's playlist 2 done. We're pretty good on time right now. Might be able to get through playlist 3. You know what? Let's get through playlist 3. And then we can finish it. Because we're making really good on time, surprisingly. Well, let's see. Let's see. With all these aliens and characters and ideas you have, and you even have some lore, I'd say you're setting up for a comic or something. Or perhaps, with your permission, I can make a comic using your aliens, characters, and lore. Sure, you can do that. Again, I don't own Ben 10. I don't own anything Ben 10, including fan-made aliens. So if you want to make like a thing with my alien designs, go ahead. I don't mind. As long as you like credit me with like, hey, I designed this, then it's all good. It's all cool with me. In terms of like the lore and design, I don't really have any like story idea. I just wanted to like combine aspects of all of the show's continuity and kind of like cherry pick the best parts, rewriting a few, remixing a couple, and kind of just giving them some backstory, you know? Because I think it's more interesting than just like making the design, being like, here you go. I think giving not just the aliens but also like characters that I've designed as well some like backstory and like facts and whatever. It's kind of give you a peek into this world that I made without me actually having to write a story because I'm that lazy. Okay, let's move on to playlist 3. So the first alien we have is Acupuncture. So this is one of the more unique aliens that I designed. So Acupuncture is his powers is basically the Taskmaster abilities from Marvel. So he can once he sees like a certain fighting move or a certain like move in general, he can copy it instantly and he knows it forever. So he can copy opponents' moves and he can stack those moves up together to become the ultimate fighter. So that's why he's in a martial art pose right there. Oh, and he's got the monkey feet as well. Yeah, I just thought it'd be a nice. See, I did make him humanoid, but I did like give him aspects to make him a lot more alien. So he's got the spikes all around his body, the giant like mane that he has, that third eye as well that aids with his like copycat powers. The feet, hands too. Like he is definitely humanoid, but I wanted to make him more alien in that kind of aspect. And also, when Ben learns when Ben learns a move as Acupuncture, he can, when he turns back, he still like the Omnitrix still has that knowledge. So when he turns back into Acupuncture, he knows that move again. He doesn't have to like relearn it every time. So he can stack himself pretty well. And also, he has my favorite name out of all these guys as well because Acupuncture. It's definitely a Ben name, and I'm quite proud of that. All right, let's put Acupuncture up high because he's like doing a high kick. Let's put him. here? Yeah, he's a bit smaller though. He's about human size. I'd say, oh, maybe I should put him here. Now let's put him up here. Let's give more aliens the highlight here. There we go. So that's acupuncture. Moving on to empath, another one of my unique aliens. So empath, he has the ability to control people's emotions through touch. So that's why he has those. That's why he has 4 giant hands right there. This was definitely a unique alien that I came up with. I think I just randomly sketched this like 4 arms jury rig hybrid alien, and then I kind of morphed him into whatever this is. So this is empath. Oh, and that's why he has the different colored dots right here as well. So each one of these can be an emotion. Like he can like he can make people feel angry. He can make him feel sad. He can make him feel hopeful. He can like do all that kind of stuff. And he can also enhance his own emotion as well. So he can like make himself more aggressive. He can make himself more calm. So he's the main like emotion manipulation alien. All right, so let's put. Actually, he might be perfect up here. Yeah. All right, let's put him up here. Yeah, there you go. So this actually brought something to mind. Let me just put him up here. Send him to the back. I might put an alien. I'm giving like some aliens some space so I can like maybe put an alien like right here instead of just kind of like grouping them all together. So I might space these guys out a little bit. Actually, he's a lot smaller than that. Let me shrink him down. There you go. Let's put him up here. Yeah, how big did I make him? 5 feet. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's as big as I want empath to be. Yeah, so this kind of reminded me of a guy I follow on Instagram called Naderstorm. So he does Ben 10 fusions, and his arts and his like way of doing fusions is my favorite style of fusions. Oh god, is that how you spell his name? Just gonna go to Instagram real quickly. Okay, no, there's no E there. All right, mistaken. Oh, Naderstrom, not Naderstorm. Sorry, I apologize. All right, Naderstrom, Ben 10. Here we go. Oh, come on. Let's see, because I commissioned him to do. Can't seem to find now. Yeah, I commissioned to do a fusion between my 2 aliens, Empath right here and Stomposaurus. If I can find the freaking image. Ah, God. Oh, here we go. Empath. Nah, I can't. Okay, I can't find it. But anyway, I commissioned him to do a fusion of this guy and another one of my aliens called Stomposaurus, and he did a really great job. I highly recommend his Instagram page because it is some good stuff. It's my favorite type of fusion. I love the Franken fusions. I think they're just the weirdest ones, so that's why I like it the most. So that's why it's my favorite. Let's see, like a data dump? Maybe. Okay, now let's move on to who is next, actually. So this is kind of fun because I don't know like the order of my aliens anymore. Oh, Frostbite. Okay, so Frostbite is a Yeti, and that's all I can say about him. He's a Yeti transformation. So he's a big gorilla guy. So his body is kind of a hybrid of Dr. Animo from Ben 10,000, the kind of like white gorilla body that he has there, but making him look more kind of frosty. So Frostbite is an actual Yeti, like the mythological creature. So they are intelligent, and Ben scanned one because like I think he found one in the woods or something, and I don't know, maybe the Secret Saturdays wanted his help or something. But in the end, he unlocked Frostbite through that way by scanning his DNA. And yeah, I like how Frostbite turned out. He's a big white gorilla man. So let's put him. He's pretty big as well. I'm gonna put him. Let's put him here. Yeah, there you go. Send to the back. Send to the back. All right. Looks like Acupuncture's gonna try and kick him in the face. Yeah, there you go. All right, so that's Frostbite. He's got really big monkey arms. All right, next up we have Quilltip, my Argit alien. So originally, Quiltip wasn't supposed to be an Argent alien. I just wanted to make a squirrel porcupine creature, but over time I realized, yeah, you know what? I might as well just make him an Argent alien. So I changed the face to make him resemble Argent more. So this is a true peek of what his species looks like. As you all know, Argent has kind of he just has a rat tail. It doesn't have this kind of bushy like spine tail or anything like that. This is the Chad version of Argent, everybody. But yeah, Quiltip's quite. He's not that small. He's only like. Yeah, he's only like yay big. All right, yeah, there you go. Let's put him down here. Just to bring to the front. There you go. There you go. Oh, I don't want him to cover. What's his name? Let's put him. Actually, let's put him further down here. There you go. Just so he's not like, because I want like somebody to be like directly below Ben. In fact, let's move him slightly this way. And Spark Boy down here. There you go. He's a little... No. He's a little bit covered, but you can still see that it's Sparkfly. Okay. So that's... but he looks really awkward down there. You know what? The more aliens that I crowd this around with, the better that'll look. So let's ignore it for now. Now we move on to Bloodlust. Speaking of Halloween, this is another one of my spooky, scary aliens. So Bloodlust, he was based off of Minghua from Legend of Korra. Specifically how she like uses water to like act as like limbs. So that's kind of the main like visual inspiration and power inspiration as well, because he can like kind of similar to Mudrock, not only can he like use his blood as like goop, he can also harden it to kind of like this metallic kind of substance. That's why he's got that axe right there. And I love Bloodlust. He's definitely one of the more unique aliens that I have, and he's one of the more adult aliens that I have, because there is no way that Cartoon Network would use this guy, because again, he's using blood. He controls blood. He sucks, like, not sucks blood, but like he absorbs blood to like give him more substance. And also another funny little like design quirk. He's a giant dagger, as you can see. He's got the blade bottom right there, I suppose. But yeah, I love how Bloodlust came out. So let's move him. He's a little bit, yeah, he's about the same height as Ravenstorm, I'd say. Let's put him here. How's this gonna work? See, this is where it gets a little complicated. So if I put him at the front, I have to move quite a few aliens. Yeah. Okay, let's move Digger to the front. Let's move Shroomhead to the front. Should I leave? Yeah, okay, I'll leave Bloodlust there. I think he works. Yeah, let's shrink him a little bit. There you go. And we have to move Lava Crawl to the front. We have to move Gateway to the front. And Barnacade. Yeah, we can keep Barnacade there. Yeah. And that works overall. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, okay. I don't want any alien... the Mudrock, no! Damn it. Alright, let me move Digger a little bit up here. Let me just shrink him a tad. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. Yeah, because he's like covering... I mean, I guess I could just move Mudrock down. That's probably just as easy as that, but... I don't know, I liked his position beforehand, yeah. God, this is gonna be tricky. You know what? I'm gonna move Digger down. I'm gonna move him here. There you go. Give him a little bit of a spotlight here. Make him... Yeah, there you go. Make him just under Barnacade right there. And then keep Bloodlust right here. Make sure he's not overlapping. What's his name? I mean, you want? I'm gonna put him behind Blast Zone. There you go. That'll solve it. Should I? Yeah, I'm gonna keep Digger there. Sorry, this is a category nightmare, or a position nightmare, I suppose. All right. So I think that's fine. Yeah, let's leave it at that for now. I think that's good. All right, so that's Bloodlust. Now we move on to Zen, going from one extreme to the other. So Zen is pretty much the opposite of Wrath. So Wrath being the very aggressive fighter of all the aliens. Zen is the peaceful pacifist of the aliens. He's very calm. He's very he doesn't want to fight. He's a pacifist by heart. And so much so that whenever someone's near him, they become a lot more calm, because he has that effect on people. I think, was it a field or by touch? I think it was by an aura. Yeah, peaceful aura. So whoever's like within his vicinity just becomes a lot more peaceful and a lot more calm. And he's a giant panda alien, and I like his design. I think he's visually based off of Yin Yang. I think that's where he came from. Now he's pretty big as well. I think he's like yay big. I don't know. Should we group Bloodlust with Zen? I feel like they're definitely opposites of each other. Let's send you to the back. Now let's move. Yeah, that looks good. There you go. There's good old Panda Man. All right. I'm gonna move you slightly up here. There you go. Now that Digger's not crowding Shroomhead Spotlight, I can actually move him. Let's see. To be honest, I'm watching this at school, waiting for class to start. Well, thank you for using me to buy time. I'm honored in that. All right, so that's Zen. Let's move on to Ravitch. All right, another one of my unique aliens. So Ravitch is a alien. Sorry, he's a rabbit made out of cabbage and lettuce, and he's edible. That's his main power. So he comes from the same planet as Wildvine, but unlike Llewellyn's and unlike I guess Shroomhead, you can intentionally eat Ravitch. Like his lettuce or whatever is just naturally very nutrient, and like eating him will just like sustain you, and he can quickly regenerate as well. So it's not like painful for him. Like you can take a leaf off his ear and it'll instantly grow back, just like Florana's. And he doesn't feel pain as well, so like it's fine to eat Ravitch. I think his species is like perfectly fine with people eating them because again they can just instantly regenerate. It's kind of like Wildvine's fruit seeds, I suppose, but that's how Ravitch works. He's a small regenerative rabbit dude. All right, so he's looking this way. So let's put him up here. Yeah, and he's pretty small too. How big did I make him? 2 feet. So he's even smaller than Empath right there. So let's put him. Yeah, let's put him here. Put him just below, in front of all these guys. Oh, but I kind of want to put him behind. All right, here's what we'll do. We'll put him behind, put him behind, and then put the background behind, and that should, yeah, there you go. That looks better. So that Ravitch is behind Snapclaw right there, but he's in front of Intangisaur. Oh god, I'm losing my voice. I'm gonna have to end this soon. Alright, so we have all of that. Alright, who is next? So that's Ravitch, and now we have Nazarate. Now, I came up with this guy clearly through COVID, because he is a sickness alien, as you can see by the mask as well. So Nazarate, he can intentionally infect people with like this specific disease. So he can infect people and make them make him very nauseous, make him dizzy, make him vomit. He's a very sick alien. He himself is not sick, but he can make people sick, and that's how disgusting this guy is. So I definitely wanted to make him very creepy, hence the very long limbs there. Again, the mask is a reference to him being, I guess, a sort of hospital guy, and I really like how he turned out. I love the uniform I gave him as well, and the fact that the Omnitrix is on the hand as well. I think that's a unique place to put the tricks. Oh yeah, I think I made him one of the last. Yeah, so Nazarite species are pretty much extinct. There's only one that survives. Because ironically, they all died from this virus, but one of them lived on to not only be immune but also be a carrier of this virus that can like instantly affect people. So some story around maybe I don't know Vilgax, yeah, let's say him, kind of using this alien to like I guess take over the universe. I don't know. This is just a broad stroke story. Ben scanned him and got this guy, so that's where Nazare came from. Yeah, actually let's make this canvas a little bit bigger. All right, so let's put Nazarate over here. Yeah, let's put him below Pixel there. He's around that big. I'm comparing him to Ben. Yeah, I'd say he's like that big. Okay, so let's put him. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky. So let's put Pixel behind, and we'll put. Actually, no. Let's put Pixel behind again, and then put the thing behind again. There you go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I could put Nosrate above the layer of Goliath, but I don't want to do that. All right, and I think is this the last one? No, that's right. We got two more aliens left, and then that'll be the end of the stream. It's midnight for me right now. I'm really sick. I'm supposed to be sleeping, but couldn't miss it. Well, thank you for being here, but you should get some rest. The stream will end soon, so you'll be back to sleep in no time. All right, next up we have A-Bomb, another really powerful alien that I have. So A-Bomb, I kind of based his design both, I guess, off of Pokemon, but more specific. I can't talk. But more specifically off of Lilo and Stitch, one of the experiments. I think the one that can turn people into babies. I think that's the one that I based him on. So that's where the design of A-Bomb came from, and he's got the little atom in his head. That looks pretty cool. He can charge energy in his little tail. He can fly. I guess he's a little bit based off of what's his name, Mewtwo. Um, I think so. He's a composite of different designs, but I like how A-Bomb turned out. Now he's pretty short as well. How big did I make him? 2 feet. Yeah, he's tiny. Let's put him. Yeah, let's put him over here. He's around. Yeah, around the same. Yeah, about the same size as Ravage. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, there you go. Let's I don't. I kind of want to put him here, but I want to put like a. I guess like a center alien. You know, like someone with like a center pose. So for now, let's put him over here. Oh god, layering. How's this gonna work? Let's put him. Yeah, let's put him here. Just underneath Frostbite, but on top of Ravenstorm. There you go. All right, now we get to the last of the playlist. Now this guy is going to be interesting to figure out. So Sunspot again is a very powerful alien. Again, he's one of the big boys. He's I guess a powerhouse. He's essentially a living sun. Like he can like create suns by himself. Why did that not work? Oh, there you go. He can create mini suns like atomics. He can he can fly. He can shoot solar radiation. He can shoot heat beams. He's a pretty powerful dude, and he's also really big as well. How big did I make him? 17 feet. So he's a big boy. But yeah, I love how what's his name, Sunspot. I love how he came out, specifically the starfish mask that I gave him right there, because star. So there's that, and I also gave him the little Kirby dot texture in his skin as well, as you can see, just to give him a little bit more depth instead of just making him a complete like silhouetted alien. And I like his body shape as well. He's a genie like ghost, I guess, type, which Ben doesn't really have a lot of those. So yeah, so Sunspot is pretty big. So let's move him. All right, all right, I might have to move Frostbite to down here or up here actually. Let's move him. Yeah, let's put him here, just behind. I guess put a little bit more emphasis on Sunspot. Let's move him. Yeah, screw it. Let's move him up here, right next to Empath. Again, the dead space I'm gonna be filling with other aliens as well, so I'm intentionally moving him around. But yeah, that's it for now. We got through 3 playlists within like an hour and a half. We're an hour and 35. That's impressive to me. And I only rambled on a little bit about some of these guys. Again, very impressive. We'd like to see more Ben 10 characters, please. I am drawing a few. I do have a few Ben 10 aliens. Oh, sorry. Ben 10 characters in development. I will, I guess, say right now, I am drawing Kai. I'm drawing Julie. I'm drawing Arjit. I'm drawing Cooper. They're in like the sketch slash like I guess ink stage right now, but I am drawing them. I'm gonna be releasing them sometime soon. I mainly just draw those characters whenever I like feel like it. So that's the process that I'm going through. But either way, this is the poster so far. We have about 30 aliens crowding around. Good God, I'm impressed that we managed to get this far today. But yeah, I want to thank all of you for joining and kind of going through this start of the journey with me. I don't know when I'll do the next part. Hopefully, sometime next week I'll find time, but I'll let y'all know through like Instagram and stuff like that about when I can do these things. But in the meantime, thank you all for joining, and